In this video, I'm going to give you guys a full tour of the best aquarium gallery in the world, the Aqua Design Amano gallery in Japan. We are here, guys. This is a dream come true. We're at the ADA gallery. Let's go inside, take a look. Right, are you guys ready? Here we go. So the first thing that we see here is actually originally made by Amano. So the Aquascape was made by Amano. They're trying to keep it going for as long as possible. Of course, they might change the plants sometimes, refresh them, but the tank is originally made by Mr. Amano, which is incredible. See on this side, they have 3 CO2 diffusers. I see 3 filter inlets and outlets. And then on that side, there's 2 more CO2 diffusers, 2 more inlets and outlets. These rocks are called Hakkai stone, and I think this is my new favorite rock. It just looks absolutely amazing. Right, then let's enter the actual gallery. Now, this is an event, there's going to be a lot of people, it's going to be noisy as well, so just bear with me and I'll do the best I can to get a good video here. So this tank over here, also made by Mr. Amano. One of the staff told me that it's been roughly 15 years. So they kind of had to, reinforce the glass a little bit, so that's why you see these metal bars around the glass. But again, an original tank made by Mr. Amano. So here they've used, I think this is called Sansuyu stone, which is a type of lava rock. And then the carpet is Hemianthus cuba. There's some Helantium tenellum red. I see Riccia, I see pearlweed. I see some Hydrocatyl tripartita. And then we have a huge school of these tetras. This one is lit by 6 AD solar RGBs. See the metal in and outflow here. Kind of matches with the bracing around the tank. So that tank is made by Amano. This one is made by Amano, and then there's one more, which is right here, if you can get through. This one over here. Also originally made by Amano. So they want to keep these things for as long as possible, of course. They want to keep Amano's spirit alive. Yeah, this is amazing. Over here they actually have a carpet of Hydricularia, which is quite a difficult plant. Has a very, very bright green color to it. These rocks are interesting as well. They have kind of a reddish tone to them. A lot of fish in here as well. Then let's move on to some smaller tanks. Over here they have 5 60Ps in a row, and these are all incredible. So let's just take a close look at them one by one. First one is almost like an Iwagumi, I don't know, not sure about how to call this style. We have a really nice carpet with glossostigma, a lot of grassy plants, some Hakkai stone again covered in moss. A small group of cardinal tetras. This one is amazing. Second one is classic nature style. Again with a glossostigma carpet and a really nice hardscape with wood, which is covered in Hygrophila pinnatifida. I see some Cryptosporalis tiger in the background. Elegaris vivipara as well. The next one is really nice and colorful. We have a lot of different stems. Again, Hygrophila pinnatifida, this time a little bit more reddish. Again, a glossostigma carpet. Yeah, I really like these ones. There's some really nice rice fish in there as well. These are beautiful. This one really stands out to me because it's using the brown aqua soil, which I know you don't see that often. There's some really nice echinodores. A really good fish selection. We have some cardinal tetras. We have some, man, I forgot the name. My brain is not really working very well in Japan here. Yeah, just a nice dwarf cichlid. Emperor tetras. See these yellow tetras. I really like this one. It's a very interesting, yeah, it's just very different from all the other tanks. I love these stem plants in here as well, the Myriophyllum. It's a really nice, very natural mix of plants. This one is a little bit similar to the first one, just using a different rock. And then the carpet is Hemianthus cuba with some type of hairgrass. So yeah, I think if I had to choose one from these 6, I would probably go with that one over there. I really like that one. Wow guys, look at this one right here. This one is, I don't know, 150 or 180 centimeters? I think 180 centimeters. What I've just noticed is that this tank actually has a cover on it. Look at this guys, a really thin glass cover. Sure, they've done it because of these fish. I'm guessing these are probably jumpers. I think it's the only tank in the gallery that has a lid. Yeah, beautiful layout. Again, Hakkai stones, hairgrass, Glossostigma. Seems to be a very, just a combination of plants that they use a lot. But I absolutely love it. I think it looks amazing. Okay, this one is really interesting as well. Also 180 centimeters. Has a really nice wood structure. And the wood is completely covered in some type of moss. I'm not sure what type of moss it is, but it's really growing downwards, almost like weeping moss, you know, but it looks a little bit different. Really interesting hardscape layout with just a thin layer of sand in the foreground. And then you almost have like this little cave over here, which looks really nice. They've got the African banded barb, which is this orange fish that you see right now. I have the same one at home. Absolutely love these guys. I see some Crabensis cichlids as well. That's a male. There's a female. Wow, I'm lost for words, to be honest. So many amazing tanks here. Okay, let's see if we can move on to that section over there, because they have 520 centimeter tanks over there, which I definitely want to show you guys. Yeah, over here we have got 5 4-foot tanks, so 120 centimeters. Let's check them out. First one is a very nice layout with a lot of Java ferns and also a lot of patches of Fissilens moss. I love Fissilens moss. You don't really see it a lot, but it looks really good. Really nice tetras as well. So yeah, lots of Java ferns. I think this is not trident, but maybe like a narrow Java fern. Some really interesting plants growing out of the top as well. Looks really good. And then for the foreground, they've just used gravel. This looks really nice. No carpet, no sand, but just gravel. Love how that looks. Number 2 is sort of like an Iwagumi. That's with a bit of a twist, because we also really interesting red foreground plant here. See patches of Riccia as well. And then the rest is mostly Glossostigma. I think the rocks are mini landscape rock, but then the darker version. So they use some type of acid to wash the rocks, and that gives them a darker color. Really nice. The fish are green neon tetras. See some Amano shrimp as well. Basically, every tank in the gallery has Amano shrimp. Okay, tank number 3 has a really interesting concept. We got a bright white foreground with black lava rocks, and then a really interesting combination of stem plants. They've used a lot of different types of Myriophyllum, which is this stem plant that you see right here. They're all very fast growing, so I'm sure this one has to be trimmed very often, but I really like it. They're really trying their best to just show different styles, you know? Okay, tank number 4. This is almost like a classic nature style. We have a dwarf hairgrass carpet in the foreground. A really nice combination of wood and rocks. The wood is covered in moss. We have Java ferns, we have Molbitis, we have crits in the foreground. And then in the background just a mix of stem plants, but also some really nice echinodoras. And then for the fish, we have some really nice rasboras, which I've never seen before, these guys. I see torpedo barbs. I forgot what these barbs are called. I like them a lot. What's a little bit surprising to me is that a lot of these tanks do not have a skimmer. Still, the water surface is completely clean. There is no biofilm on the surface whatsoever. I do know that they raise all the lily pipes at night. So that of course helps to break up the biofilm. But yeah, if I do that in my tanks at home, after a few hours it will always be back, you know? So I guess it's just a testament to how stable and how mature these tanks are. Okay, then the last one in this row, again very different from all the other ones. Here we have a gravel foreground, really small gravel, which I haven't seen used before. Really nice. Really nice wood structure, which is kind of flowing towards the foreground. The hardscape is actually coming out of the water here as well. And there's some Hygrophila pinnatifida growing on the rock, which looks really good. It is insane how clean these tanks are. There is not a single spot of algae. All the glassware is spotless. Wow. Okay, so from these 5 4-foot tanks, which one is my favorite? It's a tough one. I think I'm gonna go with this one here. Yeah, I love that one. I mean, they're all amazing, but if I have to choose one, I'll go with that one. Over here we have 2, what do we call these? Terrariums, paludariums, vivariums. I'm not sure what the correct term is anymore. This one has a really nice mist wall. So it's like a back panel that's covered with moss and other plants. And then there's a mist maker behind it, which is creating mist and letting it flow down towards the water surface. Looking really good. I don't see any inhabitants. Maybe there's a few shrimp in here. Yeah, it's very little. There's very little water in here. So here the filter is actually also pushing water in from the top, and then it just goes out from here. Then there you have the circulation. The one next to that looks even better. This is just a regular 60p, but then it's only filled halfway up to the top. Beautiful immersed section, a lot of different plants. Look at the detail that's going on there. I can see about 5 or 6 different plants just in that small section over there. And then underwater, a really nice mix of fish. See some pencil fish. See the green Kubota rasboras. And there's some chili rasboras in there as well. Yeah, I love them both, but this one on the left is definitely my favorite out of these 2. Okay, next up we have a massive tank. I don't even know the dimensions of this one. It must be at least 2 meters from left to right. And then front to back, I don't know, maybe 4 foot. An amazing layout with the big plants going out the water. Yeah, the footprint on this tank is amazing. Look at the filter in and outflows here. 3 outflows, 3 inflows. Wow. think they're using inline CO2 as well because you can see all the tiny microbubbles coming out here. This is a beautiful layout. I love the crypt spiralis, which is this one here in the front, with the water, with the leaves laying on the water surface. One of my favorite plants. We have a lot of red Ludwigia adequata there, which looks really good. I think this is some type of Laganandra, which looks a little bit similar to crypt. It's kind of like a mix between crypts and echinodoras. A very clean sand foreground, and then just a mix of, I think, hornwood and sansui stone. Some massive Java ferns as well. Okay guys, moving on to another amazing layout. I think this one is 150 centimeters. And I actually remember seeing the build video about this one on the Amano YouTube channel. So you can see here that they've used a couple of pieces of wood in the background and they are covered in moss. But then this piece over here is completely clean. So the concept here is that, you know, this is kind of like a river and this piece of wood is being dragged along the river. It hasn't really found its final position yet, you know, so it's still traveling. That's kind of the concept here. That's why it's clean, that's why it's not covered in moss. I think that's amazing. Background is basically just a lot of different types of stem plants. And then in the foreground we have these big patches of some type of moss, not sure which one it is. And then a really nice gravel foreground and a mix of Hakai stones. With these really nice rainbow fish that I also saw at the ADA lab in Tokyo. These are beautiful. So this one is almost kind of like tucked away into the corner. It's a really nice 90 centimeter, yeah, let's call this an iwagumi, but it's made with sansui stone, so these really dark lava rocks. So we have a beautiful contrast between the black and the green, you know. Stocked with a type of fish that I've never seen before. No idea what these are. Looks like Rasbora, but really nice. Not super colorful, but they look very good in this tank. Here we have another very interesting setup. Some really big pieces of wood coming out of the water. They're covered in plants. Mosses, ferns, some carnivorous plants as well. Really cool. This is a 90 centimeter tank. And then they only filled it, yeah, about 80%. You have some hatchet fish. I think this is the first hatchet fish that I see in the gallery. Really interesting hardscape with these very light rocks. And then the small brownish light brown pebbles. Really nice combination of wood, rocks and sand. We've got the guys from Liquid Nature making a video as well. Over here we have Mr. Ryo. This is your third time here?
Second time.
Second time?
Second time, yes.
If you're not yet following Ryo on YouTube, make sure you check him out.
Thank you. Thank you.
Here we have another 180 centimeter tank. And again, a layout very different from everything that I've shown you guys so far. We've got a brown layer of soil. A very nice mix of Bucephalandra, so all these epiphyte plants here with Physidens moss. A nice little like raised platform in the back here, just adding a lot of depth to the layout. And then I love the background with all the tape-shaped plants. I think it's a mix of crypts and some type of echinodoras. And then on the wood structure, they've used the Java fern windelov, which again is a plant you actually don't see that many people use in aquascaping. You can really see that they spent a lot of time selecting the plants for this layout because they all kind of had the same matching color tones. But again, it doesn't look bland, you know, like there's still a good variety of colors. Okay, then moving on to some Nano things. This one is really cool. I think this is an ADA Mini S. So it's not a cube, but just a really small rectangular tank. Some chili rasboras, some pencil fish. And again, a beautiful immersed section as well. Just an amazing little setup, you know, especially on the glass cabinet. Small filter. I think this is a time clock. Yeah, it has to be. So cool. And they're using a glass spin pipe, so the flow is very gentle. Then we have a really cool paludarium with these pitcher plants. I've added a small flow pump here for some water movement. I don't think there's any inhabitants in here. Really nice setup. Got a sort of like a shallow swamp pond, I guess. So a really thin layer of water, really thick substrate layer somehow. This is really cool, guys. Over here we have our little rack with 6 of the mini NA sets. So this is just a tiny aquarium, maybe even like 10 liters or not even. But it's a full kit, so it comes with everything, like the metal stand, metal cover. Inside there's a light, a CO2 system. You have a little flow pump as well. So just a tiny nature aquarium. And then the CO2 system works a little bit differently. You have this glass bubble that is filled with CO2 gas, and then at the bottom here, it's in contact with water, and that's how the CO2 gets dissolved into the water. This one is really cool. The one rock sticking out, another very nice one with some Cryptspiralis tiger, that's the pink one in the back. Some tiny crypt in the foreground. And then the last two on the bottom. So with a lot of stems and some Manubias. And this one actually has some shrimp in there. Some really nice crystal red shrimp. So out of these 6, if I have to pick one favorite, I think I'm actually gonna go for this one. I really like the concept here. Maybe the stems have to go a little bit taller. It would be nice if they could cover the flow pump, you know, but I really like that one. Another layer that's completely different from everything else. This is a 4-foot tank with an amazing wood structure. Look at it. Really nice. And I love these plants over here. It's a type of Ludwigia, but it grows very short, very compact. It looks really good. A nice mix of fish. I see ember tetras, I see bloodfin tetras, some live bearers as well, a couple rainbows. They love using a variety of fish, not just stick to one type, you know? I mean, yeah, I guess that is natural as well. I mean, like in the wild, you will never just see one fish, you know, one type of fish. You'll see a mix. What about the immersed section here? That looks amazing. Well, I have to show you guys a top-down view as well. That's really cool. I'm definitely not gonna ignore this shallow tank over here. Look at this, guys. This is so cool. I think it's 45 centimeters, maybe, I think not even 20 centimeters high. Some really beautiful live bearers. But I absolutely love the lilies that they've used in here. I think it's a mix of species. I have no idea which ones they are, but that looks so cool, right? Right guys, I think that's it. My SD card is completely full of footage. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. As always, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.